Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive question. Who actually controls your digital life? And more importantly, how a radically new system could change literally everything by 2026. Because right now, well, every time you log into a website, prove your age, or just share some basic personal data, someone else is pulling the strings. But what if you held the keys? What if you got to decide exactly who sees what, when, and for how long? That's what we're looking at today. It's called self-sovereign identity, or SSI. We're going to break down what it is, how it works, and why it's absolutely crucial for the future of the internet.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Just think about how many websites you currently have an account on. Is it 20, 50, 100? Now ask yourself, how many of those websites do you actually trust with your personal data? Honestly, probably not many, right? And here's the really uncomfortable truth about all this. Every time you create an account, you aren't actually creating an identity. You're just renting one. Facebook owns your Facebook identity. Google owns your Google identity. Even your bank owns your financial identity. And any one of those tech giants can just take it away, or worse, lose it at any given moment.
And trust me, they do lose it. In 2025 alone, over 2.8 billion passwords were exposed. 2.8 billion. In the US, there were over 3,300 data compromises reported that year. That is an absolute record. And the average cost of a breach? We're talking over $10 million per incident. So, look, if you've got some anxiety about your data security, that is completely validated. The system we're all forced to use right now is just incredibly fragile. So, to wrap our heads around all this, we're going to follow a really clear path today. No confusing blockchain jargon, I promise. We'll start with the digital identity problem, move into what self-sovereign identity actually is, hit the 3 pillars of SSI, look at SSI in the real world, and finally, wrap up with the challenges and the future. Okay, part 1, the digital identity problem. Let's dive right into this mess by looking at how things currently work. Imagine you walk into a bar, right? The bartender asks to see your ID. So what do? You hand them your entire wallet. Not just your driver's license. I'm talking your credit cards, your health insurance card, your library card, the whole shebang. And then the bartender makes a photocopy of the whole thing and shoves it in a filing cabinet in the back. I mean, that sounds completely absurd in the physical world, doesn't it? But actually, that is basically exactly how the internet works today. When you click sign in with Google or log in with Facebook, you're asking a giant corporation to vouch for you. And in exchange, you're oversharing a massive amount of your data. They track everywhere you go, and you control almost nothing. And the real-world consequence of this setup? It's staggering. Stolen credentials are involved in up to 31% of all data breaches. When you centralize your identity with third parties, a hack on their servers means your identity is compromised across every single service that trusts them. That 31% isn't just some random tech glitch. It's a massive system design failure. We literally built the internet around the idea that third parties should hold the keys to who we are, and we're paying a very high price for it. Which brings us to part 2. What exactly is self-sovereign identity? The crucial point here is that self-sovereign identity, or SSI, flips this entire renting model completely upside down. Instead of your identity living on some tech company's server, it lives with you, on your phone, in a digital wallet that only you control. Right now, your digital identity is kind of like money in a bank. The bank holds it, you have to ask permission to use it, and they can freeze or monitor it whenever they want. But owning your identity, that's like cash in your pocket. You physically hold it. You decide exactly when and how to spend it, and nobody can freeze your account because, well, you're the bank. It makes you the sole source of truth. Not Google, not Facebook, not the government, just you. All right, moving on to part 3, the 3 pillars of SSI. So how does this actually work under the hood? It sounds complex, but it really comes down to 3 foundational pillars: decentralized identifiers, verifiable credentials, and zero-knowledge proofs. Let's break these down visually, without getting lost in the weeds. Pillar number 1 is decentralized identifiers, or DIDs. Basically, instead of getting an ID from a centralized company, you generate your own. It's essentially this unique digital fingerprint that belongs permanently to you and isn't issued by any centralized authority. This means nobody issues your ID, and more importantly, nobody can ever take it away from you. It's yours, for good. Then we have pillar number 2, verifiable credentials. You can think of this as a much smarter digital driver's license. Going back to our weird bartender analogy for a second, let's say you just need to prove you're over 18 to get into a website.
With SSI, you share a cryptographic proof that simply says, yep, this person is over 18. It completely hides your actual birth date, your home address, or anything else that might be on an ID card. The website gets the exact answer it legally needs, and you maintain complete privacy. Honestly, everybody wins. And the third pillar, pulling it all together, is zero-knowledge proofs. This is the underlying math that makes the whole thing possible. It's this ingenious mathematical method of proving a statement is true without revealing the actual information behind it. It's literally like proving to someone that you know a secret without ever having to actually say the secret out loud. I am over 18, true. But you never have to hand over the document that contains all that extra unnecessary personal info.
Okay, part 4, SSI in the real world.
Now, this brilliantly illustrates the theory, but is it actually happening? Yes, absolutely. It's being deployed in everyday scenarios right now. Take travel, for instance. The European Union is building the EU digital identity wallet for 450 million citizens. Imagine just tapping your phone at an airport kiosk to verify it's you, without ever handing over your physical passport for some random system to scan and store. It literally takes seconds. Or job applications. Instead of an employer calling up a university and waiting weeks to verify a degree, you just present a verifiable credential. They verify it instantly and cryptographically. And healthcare? Imagine visiting a new doctor, and instead of filling out endless paper forms on a clipboard, you just share a verifiable credential giving them access to exactly what they need, like, say, just your allergies. And the best part? That access automatically expires right after your appointment.
Which leads us to part 5, challenges and the future.
Now, to be completely honest with you, SSI is not going to replace every single login tomorrow morning. As with any massive technological shift, there are very real hurdles we still have to clear. First up is adoption. It's a classic chicken and egg problem, right? Consumers won't adopt this until the services support it, and services won't spend the money to support it until consumers are demanding it. Second is usability. The cryptography running this stuff is incredibly complex behind the scenes, so the user experience has to be as simple as tapping Apple Wallet or Google Pay. It has to be something anyone's grandmother can use effortlessly. We're getting closer for sure, but it's a work in progress. And third is trust and governance. Who decides which credentials are valid? If a government issues your digital ID, does that government now have more control over your online life? These aren't just tech glitches to fix, these are deep societal governance questions without easy answers. But even with those hurdles, the demand for a better system is absolutely exploding. Look at this vision. In 5 years, the idea of creating an account on every single website you visit is going to feel as outdated as dial-up internet. You'll just have one digital wallet. You'll share exactly what's needed, nothing more, and you can revoke that access at any time. It's a real game changer because you finally get to take your power back. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Who has power over your digital life right now? Is it you? Or is it a handful of giant corporations? Self-sovereign identity puts that power exactly where it belongs, back with you. Because your data is yours, it's high time we stop renting our digital lives and start actually owning them. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope it leaves you empowered to demand a better, more secure digital future. Catch you next time.